G'day Spurs fans, Paul Hotspur hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. I hope you're all well out there. Another nice day out here. Just going for a walk through the park, and the boys are on their way to my side of the world, the southern hemisphere. Ooh, exotic, toilets flush the other way, all that sort of stuff. I don't even know that's true. I think it's crap. I think it's got more to do with plumbing than the Coriolis effect, or whatever they call it. Some of that old gubbins. Just here in beautiful Parramatta Park. I'm about 90% over my lurgy, and 90% is always good enough for me. It's one of my mottos, 90%, because people say the last 10% takes 90% of the time. I figure do lots of 90% then, get more done, don't you? There's a few notable names missing from the festivities that are going to be taking place in Hong Kong and Korea. A couple of the youth players, well, three of the youth players. Alfie Divine, nice little lake there, all flocks of birds, they're pretty. So I saw Alfie Divine, Dane Scarlett, and Mikey Moore. I've not boarded the plane. Looks like they're trying to seek loans, and I guess this is something about, you know, maybe overhyping young players. I don't know if it's affected them, but you know, especially with Mikey Moore, there was all sorts of stuff about him being generational talent and all that sort of stuff. And you know, manager after manager at Tottenham have not fancied some of our academy players too much. Now, I don't know if that is a question of people blocking paths or anything like that, or whether they're just not ready yet. But good luck to them all. I mean, the experience will do them good. So Destiny Udogie looks like he might be carrying a bit of a niggle. Good news, I saw Solanke was on the plane, so hopefully the knocky that ruled him out of the friendly, one of the friendlies we had the other day, I think he was due to be playing against Luton, so hopefully that's nothing serious for Dominic. Good luck to him. Destiny Udogie, who knows. And then we've got some long-term injuries like Dejan Kulusevski still off the plane. I didn't check to see if Maddison was on the plane or not. I didn't see any headlines saying he wasn't on the plane. Speaking of headlines, I've got to say, there was a headline I saw, Tottenham grant transfer to Mikey Moore, and I mean, that's just misleading clickbait, isn't it? Because it's not a transfer, it's a loan. But it doesn't give you the same urge to click. It made me click. What, we're transferring Mikey Moore, are we already? No, he's just going to go play in the Championship, I suppose, for a season or half a season, who knows. Who else was there? Oh yeah, and of course the forgotten man of Tottenham Hotspur, Brian Hill. Brian Hill will not be travelling. We'll see what we do with. How long has he got left on his contract, this guy? I mean, it's not his fault, but it just, was that one of Paratici's deals, the Brian Hill debacle? I suppose when we loan him out again, we're going to have to give the club money as well for some reason. That seems to be the way the whole Brian Hill works. But the roster going to my side of the world is it's a couple of coach loads of players coming, isn't it? So plenty of time for old Frank to see who's going to cut the muster and who's not. George Abbott signed a new contract with Spurs. I'm not too familiar with George Abbott. Like I said before, if I get more stuff on this YouTube happening and I can devote more time to it, academy stuff. I'm not really going to be someone who watches every Premier League game, but I would like to watch the academy sides and also the women's team. It's just going to be all Tottenham basically. I'm just going to keep it all Tottenham, but I want to know more about the club I love. You know, that's gives me a lot of happiness in my life. So we've got a few friendlies coming up. We've got Arsenal, Newcastle and Bayern München. And as I've said yesterday and I've said before, it's pre-season, man. I don't care if it's a star-studded red carpet affair. It's still bloody pre-season. It's not competitive matches. The idea of these games is not to win. Well, I suppose it's always to win, but there's all sorts of other gubbins going on. What players work well in partnerships, all that. Frank's got to figure that out. I mean, he seems very clear that he's got his own ideas on how to play football. He's only had the players for a couple of weeks, so people saying that they can't see what's going on. Well, you know, it's in the misty stages, isn't it? And as time goes on, it will start coalescing, you know, like stars out of a primordial cloud. A constellation will suddenly appear. Probably a constellation in the form of a 4-4-3, but we will see. Plenty of time. The match I'm going to start. The match I'm looking forward to really is the Super Cup final against PSG. That is a competitive game, and it is only 3 days before we start off our Premier League campaign against Burnley. So I think that's a proper test, and it's a hell of a test, man. And that's an exciting game. You're playing the world's best team. Sod Chelsea, what do they know? You know.
Hey mate, it's a silent park.
Sorry to disturb you, melon farmer. Geez, rules and regulations, eh? So, I know, there's a lot of disturbance out there, This never used to happen before the internet. The biggest disturbance I had in pre-season, I think, was the Makita tournament, which was 1988, something like that. A tournament at Wembley where Tottenham didn't do very well, but it was pre-season, man. Pre-season, you just can't tell anything. So, as usual, this season I'm going to keep it. Even though people have said I'm delusional in the past, I think I'm one of the only channels that talk about what's actually happened and give you my ill-founded opinions and thoughts on that. You can, you know, make fun of me for what I say about things, but I certainly just don't speculate and make things up. I might dream a little and say we're going to win 5 cups this year, but I'm not going to jump on every rag and you know, just the merest vapour of a rumour on Twitter. You know, someone tweets something and they've got 100 followers and suddenly it becomes a big story on Spurs Web or Tottenham Hotspur News. I just can't be bothered. It's just, it's a waste of time. If you lot out there, you know, want to find all those things, you can find it yourself, can't you? Anyone can search on Twitter and find any old shit. So this is all I'm going to do. Just talk about Tottenham as it happens, as the season unfolds, and how I'm feeling about it. And usually I'm feeling pretty good. My expectations for this season, hey, I'm an open book, man. I'm an open book. I don't know what to expect, apart from the quad, because that's set in stone. But I'm just going to have a giggle watching it. I'm excited. I'm very excited about it, just to see if Thomas Frank can give us the consistency that was missing last year in the league. That's a big step. You know, I mentioned yesterday, can Thomas Frank improve players? If he can, I think we're going to be all right. The other thing that's crossed my mind is the consistency, because there were times last year where we had some great performances, like Manchester City or in the Europa League. But there were times where we were a bit, you know, a bit iffy. But if we can kind of bring that bottom level up, there's points to be grabbed in the Premier League, that's for sure. So I'm excited, I'm pumped. Till next time, folks. Peace and love, man. Peace and love, and come on, you Spurs.